What's going on, y'all? This is Cypher, and I make music so you don't have to. I'm an artist myself who reviews other artists and listens to music and then makes music and then listens to that music, etc., etc. If you don't know me, you should get to know me. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you can see more videos like this, and of course like the video because you're gonna like it. The more you watch it, the more you like it. There you're liking what you like. You dig? Thank you. So here's where we at. So this is July 4th. Happy 4th to those who celebrate it. And with 4th of July, we're here to celebrate independence and everything, if that's what we're trying to do. But right now, we're talking about the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of Kendrick Lamar's epic entry into the music hip hop world. Not Like Us. So, Not Like Us came out exactly 1 year ago today. And since then, it's had a huge impact on hip hop, whether it's positive or negative. It's had several records that it's broke, whether it's the 22 weeks on the top 100, Billboard 100, whatever, for all that time, which had a record before that, which was SZA's Kill Bill, but eventually he broke that too, which is ironic because he's on tour with that same girl breaking records with Luther. So that says a lot and it speaks volumes. It's also had 1.5 billion streams on Spotify. And I mean, it's broken records left and right, bro, to be honest with you. The most single day streams for a hip hop song with 12.8 million. The most streams in a week by a rapper, 81.2 million. The biggest show from a rapper performer ever, previously held from Eminem in Australia, broke by Kendrick Lamar. So needless to say, this song has been Kendrick Lamar's saving grace to a resurgence of his career. Not to say that would have been going down, but this definitely helped to stay up and surpass what he did before. So Kendrick is in a whole nother talk as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to look at the damage that Not Like Us done as far as what happened to Drake. That's who it was targeting. And we already talked about the numbers. So let's get into the actual works of the record. So we all know that Drake got affected from this in a massive way. And this record was so big, not only was it banned from Kendrick Lamar's eventual Super Bowl performance, but it was also involved in a defamation lawsuit to UMG from Drake. And if you don't know, Drake is UMG's artist. Kendrick Lamar is UMG's artist because technically they're both under that same company, right? UMG is a parent company to Interscope, Republic, and all that. So that's how they're technically on the same brand. But I mean, if you think about it, most artists are. UMG is the parent company, the biggest music company in the world. Of course, they're linked. That's how it works, right? So that's where we at. So I think that the effect of Not Like Us has changed everything. The fact that this diss song is used in a beef and this diss song is used in a lawsuit kind of makes both parties kind of go back and forth, because some people are in support of Drake, saying yes, he should stand up for himself. Yes, defamation is not a joke, it's a real thing. And yes, robots and bots and all that for the numbers is wrong, it's cheating. While people on the other hand are saying, bruh, one, UMG does the same thing with you, Drake. 2, they do that with all huge artists. It's called a partnership. And 3, bro, it's a beef. There is no lawsuit. There is no none of that. Have you ever been in a rap beef? People talk about your mama, your daddy, and your dead unborn, all in the rap beefs when it comes to being on stage and URL and all that, smack, all that. So if you're going to take this and make a lawsuit out of it, you're ruining the premise of competition in hip hop. So that's where other people stand. Now, whether you believe Kendrick should have went this route or not, it's completely up to you. It depends on your stance on it. You may be a tweener. You might be the ones that may be in between decisions, like, yeah, I feel what Drake's talking about, but then again, I don't feel what Drake's talking about. And I feel like I'm kind of in that lane, you know what I'm saying? I'm a tweener, because although I feel like Kendrick Lamar won fair and square, people respected it, hip hop over popularity. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it works. It happened with Nas and Jay-Z. Jay-Z was more popular than Nas, but Nas had more respect in the hip hop game. So overall, everybody said Nas body Jay-Z in their beef. Same thing happens with Drake and Kendrick. Even though Drake is more popular, Kendrick has more respect from the hip-hop community. Therefore, they're saying that Kendrick defeated Drake handedly in this one-on-one beef they had. So it happens sometimes. But I kind of get where Drake's saying with the whole defamation thing, only because it was used as a strategy against Drake. Now, hear me out. Here's the thing. Those who may not know this part, this is key, right? So the big issue in this lawsuit is since they both are under Universal, and Drake is the #1 rapper in the world, his stock is higher than Kendrick's. It's been higher than Kendrick's. It still is higher than Kendrick's. Drake is a MVP of any record label he's a part of. So, with that being said, contract negotiations are coming into play, and Universal ain't just trying to pay Drake like that. Drake has been getting a lot of money for a long time, and Universal is trying to save some bands, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to boost Kendrick's numbers and make you look crazy. Therefore, your stock goes down lower, and when it comes to contract negotiations, you ain't as valuable no more, so we ain't got to pay you as much. And Drake's lawyer saw through it and was like, no sir, we ain't about to play that game, because one thing is one thing when it's a rap beef and it's competition, but you are boosting these allegations to make me just look weak and crazy out here, so nobody wants to buy my records. And that's exactly what happened. Drake dropped this little EP, 100 gigs or something like that. Didn't really do well. He's had random songs with random people. I think with Lotto, Lil Yachty. It wasn't hitting. It's like throwing something against the wall, hoping that it stick, and nothing was sticking. So that's where we at right now, right? So as the lawsuit progresses, it's looking more so in Drake's favor, and UMG admits to using bots to boost Kendrick's record. Of course they do. It's everywhere. You could have went to Kendrick Lamar and SZA's music video Luther. In the comments, you'll see somebody 4 minutes in say, "This is the best song I've heard. Been subscribed. I love you guys." And if you look at the person's usage and the creator, then that person created that account 4 minutes ago. You get what I'm saying? That means that person's account was created just to support and buy into this Kendrick Lamar song. And the thing is, I get it. You boost the algorithm on YouTube. YouTube pays your artist. Therefore, artist pays you. It's a cycle. It's a partnership. So I get it. But it happens with all the main artists, all the big guys, all the ones that aren't independent. That's the route they go. It's cheaper, it's better, and it's building relationships with other platforms. And that way, everybody's getting money in some way. So that's the difference. That's where we're going with it. That's why I see what I see, and I'm like, you know what? I get it. It's cool. So as far as going forward, my personal opinion, I think there should always be competition in hip hop. Always. There should always be competition in hip hop. It's a competitive sport. Yeah, sure, we can all come together and get along, but look at where we are now. Prime example, right? Early 2000s, closer into the 2010s, right? Early 2010s, right? You had Drake, you had Lil Wayne, and you had Rick Ross. And a lot of times, to bind those guys together, you had DJ Khaled. So, where are they now, right? They kept making all these songs together. They kept song by song, No New Friends, I'm on One, all these songs together, to where it's like the same people. They're recycling features. Rick Ross is always on a DJ Khaled record. Lil Wayne's always there somewhere. Drake is DJ Khaled's best friend all of a sudden, so he's making a lot of records with him. It's all a cycle, right? So you're like, dang, these guys are really cool. There's nothing to worry about. Well, look where they are now. Drake and Rick Ross are no more. Drake and Lil Wayne is questionable at best, and Drake and DJ Khaled is confusingly odd. So these people that are supposed to have no new friends and solid and brothers, they ain't that no more. Why? Because in hip hop, you can have a brotherhood, but you also have to have competition, and these guys are just rich people that just come together and do whatever, and egos come into play, and more money and less money and all this other stuff. So to keep it fresh, shake it up, have a competition. Drake and Wayne did a Drake versus Lil Wayne tour one year in 2014. One of the best things I've ever seen. The only tour where I've actually watched the dates and in order, if I could, multiple dates, because it was actually fun. They were Drake and Lil Wayne, same artists on the same label. He was his artist, blah, blah, but they were battling, and it was a real competition, like Street Fighter, and it was dope. And we need more of that in hip hop. We need more competition. Like Gunna and Young Thug, I would like to see them have an album versus album thing go on this year. Forget all the snitching, forget all the jail, prison lawsuit, all that. Forget all that. Forget the gun, bang, bang. Forget all that. Keep it music and keep it fresh, and people will be interested, and you will all make money. Kanye West and 50 Cent did it back in the day in 2007. They both made money from their little exchange, because nobody in the real hip hop community ever thought 50 Cent would out rap Kanye. It wasn't about that. It was about sales. Who would sell more? Who would do more? Who would do better? Who would have more? And the fact that people bought into that and we're watching them back to back on 106 and Park with their music videos and premieres, going back and forth, whose song's better, just for them to just both go platinum is perfect. That is a strategy for you. That's how it should be. Forget all this rap beef. Just keep it music. And everybody wins, including the listeners and the fans who actually want to see you engage in some type of musical competition. And trust me, it gets better music out you. Kendrick Lamar is known to be a backpack rapper. He ain't popping out on stage doing dance moves. He ain't doing a bunch of West Coast jig jive dances. He over there doing conscious stuff. So this whole Drake situation brought out the personality in Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar wasn't doing all that before. If he was, it was in very small increments that didn't define his character as a rapper. Now, you don't know what to expect from Kendrick. You'll hear him do something funny, you'll hear him do something crazy and manic, and then you'll hear him go back to his roots every once in a while, like Man at the Garden. Songs like that, or The Heart Part 6. Songs like that. Songs like that, which are pure Kendrick Lamar, but then you have a switch when the new Kendrick, where it's, what's the song? TV Off. You know, songs like that. He's doing songs like that now, so it's like, yeah. It's different, but it worked because Kendrick had writer's block for a long time. Drake was about to go off into retirement for a little bit, and this whole beef brought them back into concentration to where the world stopped and wanted to know what was next with Drake and Kendrick. So, in summation, in my opinion, I feel like the Not Like Us record, although it was judged by a lot as being annoying because of all the streams and all the popularity and all that, helped hip-hop in a way because it led to something more. It punctuated a beef that we didn't know was even going to stop anytime soon, that we didn't know what the cap was, because both artists kept delivering back to back and forth. So Not Like Us capped that beef, gave us a winner, and it's helping us move forward into making diss records hit records, because man, Not Like Us is a smash. Now, hot take, personal opinion, Euphoria is my favorite diss from Kendrick. Family Matters is my favorite diss from Drake. And they were both nominated for Record of the Year at the BET Awards, which is not really a thing, but it happened. So stuff like that is a good push for hip hop. I think it helps us all out. It gives us something to do, something to listen to, and it's very, very engaging. So with that being said, y'all, thank you guys for watching. That was Not Like Us a year later, the after effects with the premise, the nature of it, the future, the past, present, and all that. And I can't wait to see what we got next, what's happening. Be on the lookout for Drake's Iceman coming out soon, and be looking out for Kendrick Lamar's GNX Deluxe coming out soon. And don't be surprised if you see a back and forth between the two, because these guys never stop. They got to keep going. And otherwise, in other words, not catch y'all on next one. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all. Thank you so much. Y'all enjoy y'all day. I'm out. Peace.